Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel for a very late third T20. It happened a fair while ago, but whilst I say it happened a fair while ago, it never ended up happening. Very much rained out in quite dramatic fashion, with only, I believe, 3 overs bowled or something like that. I had inside tips from out on the ground basically telling me don't even bother switching it on. Um, you're not going to see any cricket at all. If you do, it'll be a couple of overs at best. But in this one, we are an unchanged side, whilst I believe New Zealand made one change, which I didn't actually double check this, but from memory, it's Folks in for um, what's his name? Jameson. Jameson out. So that should be an interesting one. They clearly needed something to change in their heads. I'm filming this after the first of the ODIs, so quite a ways behind and know what's going on and sort of that. But we'll start ourselves off with a heads call and see what we're doing. Still yet to win a toss on this game on the channel. So we're going to have a bowl. So like last time, Luke Wood and Bryden Cass are going to be our first two bowlers. So let's get through these first few. Let's get through the power play and see if we can get some wickets in some overcast conditions. That's up. Straight up Cass. And it's put down. A dropped catch so early in the innings with after such a rough start. It is not what was needed at all. Can we take that one? We can. That may well have been the same fielder. Banton takes the catch, obviously a keeper by trade. We get Tim Seifert, who had the slower of the starts. Robinson is clearly the one to be absolutely petrified of right now. But let's get through the power play with minimal destruction by that man. Dawson's going to come into the attack to replace Luke Wood, who had a rough start. The 9.5 is not ideal. Wood's also going to come out of the attack at the end of the next over. And I reckon if we take a wicket, I'll give it to Bethel. If not, it's going to go to Sam Curran. After a less than ideal over by Liam Dawson, we are going to switch up and go Sam Curran because we are in need of a wicket. And I cannot think of anyone better to give the ball to in this scenario. Tim Robinson has gotten to his 50 and surpassed it in that last over. Apologies for missing that one. But it has not been a good start with the ball by any stretch of the imagination. Curran going to continue as I need a difference maker. Rashid is going to come in the next over and see if we can just get something going. Because at the moment we are just getting smacked about. I'm going to go back to Luke Wood early just to see if I can get something under control. Over 100 runs by the 8th over. So by the end of the 9th over is nothing you want to deal with. They're running away with it. 8. Cart. Caught. Curran gets a breakthrough in his third over. Robinson walks for a brilliant 79 off of 37. Ravindra has brought up his 50, but this game looks like it is running away real quick unless we can get a flurry of wickets. Rash is going to continue to these guys. We need to really put some pressure on here. To Ravindra, it'd be good to get a clean slate on a batting partnership. Where's that going to land? Right in the hands of no idea who. Tom Banton. You actually could have guessed that one. It's the one that got the catch earlier. Rash pulling us back into it with Sam Curran, the experienced heads in this side. Gonna see if we can continue with the pressure here as we need to slow their run rate and take some wickets to pile some pressure on. Where's that going to land? Not Bantam, but it's caught down in that same spot. Sam Curran takes the grab. Rash pulling us back into this game, not with economy, but with wickets. Someone else can do the economy, I reckon. Can he get 3 wickets from this over? Is he going to go to the boundary again? How's that? Is it done too much? It has. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, just doing too much. Great ball, though. Great over. Can this be a run out? It's close, but I don't think it's going to be given. Survives just. Where's that going to land? Can we get there? We can. Rash takes a catch. With just 2 overs to go, one from Carson, one from Curran, they have set a dominant total already. So let's just go for damage limitation because this is already looking like a borderline impossible chase. We get a wicket, Nation walks, Cast gets his man, and Rash takes another catch. Curran gets the ball to go up in the final over and taken in the deep. Probably Banton again, or Dawson this time. Wicket's not too much of an issue right now. We're just looking to stem the flow of runs that has just not stopped. Curran going to finish us out with the last 3 balls. Nothing to say other than laugh a little bit. Liquid, the best of the bowlers with 9.75. Curran does get the best of the bowler stats with truly with 4 overs, 41 runs, and 2 wickets at 10.2. Rash gets 2 as well. Cast gets 2. Let down really by most of the spinners today. Rash went for runs. Bethel got smacked in his 1 over, and Dawson got absolutely whacked. Basically, just setting ourselves a hole that we couldn't break out of. 79 and 50 in the top 3. It was just never good from there. Then not getting wickets when Mitchell and Bracewell came out really just sealed the deal, allowing them to put on the massive total of 246 for 7. Now we have the interesting predicament of needing 12.3 and over. With no rain expected, we're just going to have to go hell for leather and hope something decent can happen for us. And that is not ideal. 3 balls in, the ball goes up and is taken. Henry gets his man, Salt walks. Bethel comes to the crease. We basically just have to keep going at an incredible speed, and just hope to God we can hold on with the wickets. But Butler's going to head back and join Phil Salt. That brings up the end of the power play. We are ahead on DLS, which is not what I expected to be able to say. We are going to have to basically continue at this pace. There's not too much option to back down. I don't want to be chasing more than like 16 across the last, sorry, like 16 per over for the last 3 or so overs. It's possible, but going to take a big effort from the 2 at the crease. I reckon, if I'm not mistaken, this is Bethel's 50. Bat goes up. Jacob Bethel, what an innings so far. 51 off of 30. Can he keep pressing on? Bethel in a spotter bother, misses 2 in a row, and the 3rd one takes his stumps. Banton going to come into the crease. Not too much room to settle down, already chasing 14.3 runs per over. And that may well be Harry Brook and his 50. Oh, and a beautiful catch there. Harry Brook has to walk, but has given us a little bit of a platform. 63 off of 30 with Curran coming into the crease. One hell of a first ball to face. Reverse sweep for 6 from Sam Curran on his first ball. That could be out, and it is. Obviously, we do bat quite deep, all the way down. Cars and Dawson are both quality bats, but it's not quite the same as having Banton and Brook and Berthel. Although Banton is still at the crease, so let's see if he can accelerate here. The writing was on the wall with Jordan Cox. Missed two similar deliveries in the last two balls and ends up playing the shot, finally making contact, and it flies straight to a fielder. And with Bryden Cast falling, New Zealand win by 63. All up, the set total was too much. Robinson and Ravindra with an incredible start. Brook and Bethel doing well and giving us something to hold on to, but just couldn't end up doing it. So in the first, Robinson and Ravindra, as mentioned, mid big sets, and then immediately followed by Mitchell and Bracewell, giving us 246 to chase. It was not really on the cards with the ball. Wickets spread relatively easily. Spinners just being taken advantage of. And then we couldn't really do the same. Henry, Fawkes, and Duffy. Henry and Fawkes didn't do great. Their spinners did all right with Santner, Nisham, and Ravindra going for tens, but that's all they needed to really do. Santner probably, oh, sorry, Duffy, the best of their bowlers, with 4 overs bowled, 30 runs with 2 wickets for an economy of 7.5. Not at all ideal. Partnerships. We set some decent ones. By that I mean one decent one, apparently. I thought we had more. Um, Third wicket partnership of Bethel and Brook setting 100 exactly. New Zealand with two big partnerships with 110 and 78. And that partnership with 78 is essentially a difference of the game where we had our two big batsmen go big, and then they had two, and then followed it up with a second pair going for 70 odd, which would be the difference of us making 64 short. But anyway, that was the third of our T20Is, and I will see you very shortly for the first of our ODI series against New Zealand. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.